Now let's go to Germany for you on the programme, where the CDU party is one step closer to selecting a successor to Angela Merkel. The chancellor of 16 years has said she won't be standing during elections this autumn. Today, the party's executive committee backed its chairman, Armin Laschet, for its top job. But the CDU's sister party, the CSU, has now announced it's backing a different candidate, that's Markus Soeder. Let's unpick all of this with our correspondent in Berlin, Nick Spicer. Nick, a bit earlier on this afternoon, this was looking almost like a done deal for Laschet, but now it appears this is actually a two-horse race.
Absolutely. It was just an hour ago we were asking ourselves whether or not Markus Soeder would throw in the towel, and it looks like he's got it firmly in his hand. He has said that Armin Laschet is very dear to him, and he will talk to him, but they need more time to figure out who should be the next chancellor should the conservative bloc win the September legislative elections. So Armin Laschet is Angela Merkel's handpicked successor. She sort of anointed him a few months ago. However, as he's overseeing the party, it has dropped in political fortune, losing significant shares of the votes in 2 regional elections, being tainted by a scandal linked to the coronavirus, and profiteering where members sitting in the parliament profiteered by getting commissions for the sale of face masks from that you need to wear to protect yourself from the coronavirus pandemic. All of that hurting the party significantly. And at the same time, Markus Soeder has been going up in the opinion polls, achieving national stature. He is getting around 50+% in the opinion polls, and Armin Laschet, who is a regional governor, like Markus Soeder, only scoring around 20%. It looks like he couldn't even be elected back home to run the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, where he is the regional governor.
Nick, how has the coronavirus pandemic affected this race?
It's really changed everything. I mean, Markus Soeder was in the political wilderness 2 years ago. This is the Bavarian politician I'm talking about because of a poor electoral showing. But in the pandemic, he has taken a hard line consistently in lockstep with Angela Merkel, calling for face masks early on, calling for lockdowns, calling for schools to be closed, calling for businesses to help employees, all of the things that turned out to be right, whereas Armin Laschet, who has the same kind of job as Markus Soeder, has been prevaricating, trying to be a people pleaser, talking about lockdowns but sort of limited, saying he needs time to think things over, not being really decisive, and consequently suffering in the polls, and his political image has suffered as a consequence. And this is why the Bavarian leader, Markus Soeder, has suddenly taken on national prominence and is seen as a potential leader for the big conservative bloc, which is made up of the CDU and the CSU in the September elections. It needs to be said, though, there is a sort of a power structure here. The CDU is the conservative party in 15 of the 16 regions. The CSU is only represented in Bavaria. However, it is conceivable that the Bavarian would lead the party if the party as a whole, or the two parties, decide that he would simply be the biggest vote winner. But, you know, we're in a much more turbulent phase than it looked like just an hour ago, where Armin Laschet looked like he might be the man who could be Germany's last chancellor. It's now a real horse race.
All right, Nick Spicer, we'll wait and see. Thank you very much indeed for your update from Berlin.